At last month's C40 workshop, Edward Yao talked about adding nuclear to Hong Kong's fuel mix as part of its overall low-carbon strategy.
The proposal to use more nuclear in our fuel mix is one of the many phases of the solution that we are proposing. Particularly for local sort of media, you have seen us rolling out the plan, not only by setting a target, which is very ambitious about what the nation has set for ourselves. It also rolls out a package of proposal, essentially highlighting both demand side as well as supply side. So you have heard this morning's discussion, both locally and internationally, regionally. We're all talking about behavioral changes, but we're talking about demand side changes, including some of the questions you throw out. But at the same time, while we are cutting down our demand for electricity, while we're using more EVs, if our fuel mix remain high carbon, high fossil, and particularly in the case of Hong Kong, more than half of them are coming from going to retired coal-fired generators. We've got the job to do in advancing a cleaner, lower carbon fuel mix. Now, what we are proposing is not entirely new. First, we got to move from fuel-fired fuel to cleaner fuel, and natural gas has been a component that we are seeking to expand. And the other is any sort of non-fossil fuel, including renewable energies. But we are also talking about a time frame in the next 10 years, which is quite short in terms of energy planning. So in what extent can we extend from the current 23% of nuclear consumption up to, say, half, as a means to suppress coal-fired generation is a task before us. So I would expect the public to offer us more comments, suggestions in the totality of things. And I think typically in Hong Kong, and also addressing some of the questions, but in the case of Hong Kong, while people are increasingly aware of the problem of climate change, sometimes we need more discussion. And even comments on limitation, failure, or even controversy, be they landfills, be they sort of whether what proportion nuclear should contribute, are also part of the public education and engagement. So I think with this open and candid manner, that's something that we need to move on, not just for Hong Kong, but also on other places. I brought along a book by a distinguished climate change scientist who was also in task addressing the issue. And in this book, he also mentioned about whether nuclear should be one of the options. So we need this kind of discussion. But back to the local policy, the four pillars supporting our energy portfolio are very clear: safe, secure, environmental friendly, as well as economically affordable. So we need to strike a balance among these four, and I think the answer will be among the four. Thank you.